The Golden Globe nominations came out earlier today. No surprise, Netflix shows like Schitt's Creek, The Queen's Gambit, and The Crown earned a bunch of nominations in the TV categories. But the movie categories were much more obscure, with films like Promising Young Woman and Mank nominated for Best Motion Picture. The late Chadwick Boseman was nominated for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, and Regina King made history as the second black woman to be nominated for Best Director. In fact, for the first time ever, 3 women were nominated in the Best Director of a Motion Picture category. The Globes air on February 28th. Okay, so of all the award shows, this is my favorite one because I feel like the celebrities kind of let their hair down, and I feel like the Golden Globes is just really good at picking the right nominations. What did you think about the noms? Did you think there were any snubs, Erica? Or do you have a favorite?
I don't know. I'm excited to see, obviously, there's a tremendous amount of diversity, but really what I'm really excited for is the idea that we're a year into the pandemic. We have a very vested interest in these outcomes because we feel like we were a part of making these nominations happen. And that's the first time in I think in my lifetime that I've been like, okay, what's gonna happen with my favorite show? What's gonna happen with my favorite actor? Because we were with them for this whole year. So I think this is gonna be a little different than it is. I mean, obviously it's gonna be different, but it'll be different for us, the viewer.
I think Queen's Gambit gonna clean sweep it. That and Schitt's Creek.
Is it Gambit?
Oh,
or is
what
it
did
Gambit?
I say?
I don't know. I just was wondering.
Everything.
Because I'm thinking like lamb. You don't
Tori,
pronounce.
Gambit. Tori will tell you.
Oh, it's Gambit. I don't know. Just because it's so popular, I want to pronounce it right. But is it like lamb? You know, there's a B in lamb.
I don't know. You're asking the worst person.
Okay. Anyways,
did you know there's a B in lamb?
How many people
don't know there's an N in damn?
Yes. But I bet
Who do you hope to win?
I bet you someone's out there like, there's a B in lamb. Yep. Anyways.
Who do you hope to win? And then Tori chime in.
Okay, so speaking of the Queen's Gambit, Tori, thank you. Anya Taylor-Joy, and I had to look at her name because next year I won't be looking at her name. She's going to be a household name. She is the breakthrough actress of this whole pandemic, in my mind. Queen's Gambit wouldn't be what it was. I was kind of reluctant to watch it. I watched it, and it was so good because of this woman's performance. I'm so excited for her future.
Before Tori chimes in, Jeffrey Schroeder, you know where she was from.
Where?
Our show.
What?
Tommy Shelby. She played Tommy Shelby's brother's girlfriend from New York. That's where she broke out from.
Wow, see, I didn't even know that.
So if you...
Erica's in the dark.
If you're a fan of Peaky Blinders, like Jeff, I, and Tori are, this actress got... A lot of people fell in love with her, like myself, from Peaky Blinders. Go ahead, Tori.
Okay, so first off, the Queen's Gambit is a chess move. It's a very famous chess move with the Queen as the role of the big gambit move that it takes. Anyway, second off, I want to say, I know it's so irritating. I told him one thing. It's so irritating. The other thing I'll say is this. A lot of people are upset about I May Destroy You. Michaela Cole was a breakout star, and they got 0 nominations. That is a huge snub for someone that is a lot of people expected a lot more from that. So
we're going to get to Snubs,
said,
T-Bone. We're going to get to Snubs. So what do you think?
Good. Okay,
sorry, the producers are telling me. What do you think will be the one that's going to sweep all the Golden Globes? Will they be a big winner?
Oh, I think The Crown will do well, and I agreed. I think The Queen's Gambit, it just caught all of our attention. Just so you know, 11 studios passed on it, and a gazillion years it took to actually make it happen. So if you're working on something, persevere.
Yes, Tori, I love that nugget. Okay, so when nominations come out, here we go. There's always a list of snubs and surprises. So a surprise, Sacha Baron Cohen received 2 acting nominations for his role as Borat and for playing activist Abby Hoffman in the trial of the Chicago 7. Another surprise, the controversial Netflix show Emily in Paris was nominated twice, and Kate Hudson scored a nomination in the film Music, directed by the singer Sia. Now for snubs. Fans are upset that Emmy winner Zendaya didn't get nominated for her film Malcolm and Marie. Legendary actress Sophia Loren made her return to acting last year, but also failed to score a nomination. And the hit Netflix show Bridgerton was completely shut out of all categories, not to mention a show that Erica has been telling me about for months.
I May Destroy You?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I May Destroy You was television history. Okay, we watched this amazing... First of all, Michaela Cole she was able to take something that was her story. She walked away from big money, because she said, this is my story. I'm telling it the way that I want to tell it. I will have ownership over this project. And lo and behold, she ends up with a deal with HBO under her terms. It's something that people should always think about, especially as creatives. But this story was so pivotal because it was a telling of a sexual assault survivor. And it was so raw and it was real. And it made me, for the first time, be very transparent and open up about something that happened to me.
Wow.
And I never, I wasn't very forthcoming with exactly what happened
Can I
that
ask you
night.
if it was triggering or cathartic for you?
It was both.
Okay.
It was both. Because when you're thinking about sexual assault and the trauma behind that, I had suppressed so many of those details for so long that it was making me physically sick. It was making me not be able to move forward, and I was missing big parts of not only my life, but my marriage.
Wow.
And that show made me be honest with my therapist. It made me be honest with my husband. It made me be honest with myself. And I think that a lot of people watched that, and it gave them the motivation. It gave them the strength to be able to move forward. And when I tell you I watched this, I felt free after.
Wow.
It was amazing, and I do believe that was a major misstep not to give it the credit that it was due.
Unbelievable, Erica. That is a powerful story and an endorsement for that show. Coming up on DBL, an inmate